Has someone ever challenged you to something they didn't realize you're an expert at? I was bartending at an upscale downtown restaurant, a place where $40 steaks and weekend shifts while I finished culinary school were the norm. One Friday, a tech startup was celebrating funding in a private event. The CEO, Richard, in his 30s and clad in an expensive suit, commanded the room as he ordered expensive whiskeys, growing louder with each drink. While tidying the bar, he ambled over with two employees. "Hey barkeep," he said, waving his empty glass. "Another Macallan 18. I poured his drink. Then he added, leaning casually against the bar, "You know, I'm a whiskey connoisseur. My collection's worth more than you'll earn in 5 years. I simply smiled. Arguing with inebriated customers was futile. "No offense," he continued in a tone meant to sting, "but bartenders just pour drinks. Real men actually understand whiskey." One employee shifted uncomfortably while the other snickered. Undeterred, I replied, "Sir, enjoy your Macallan," but Richard wasn't satisfied. "I bet you can't tell the difference between a good scotch and a mediocre one in a blind test. Bartenders just memorize recipes. They don't truly know their spirits." His challenge, mixed with a touch of arrogance, got under my skin. "Actually, I'd be happy to take that challenge," I said. Richard's eyebrows lifted. "Really? A whiskey tasting with me?" His employees exchanged glances. I added, "Sure, if you're offering." What he didn't know was that before culinary school, I had spent 4 years as a brand ambassador for a major Scottish distillery, visiting numerous distilleries, training with master blenders, and earning a top certification. I even helped develop a single malt that won gold at an international challenge. Richard grinned as if entertaining a joke. "All right then, $500 says I can identify more whiskeys correctly than you." His employees objected, but he cut them off. "It's fine, the bartender wants to play." With a slight nod from my manager, I said, "I don't have $500 on me, but I'll do it for fun." Richard waved off the cash. "No money, just bragging rights. Let's do 5 whiskeys." His employees then arranged 5 numbered small pour glasses from behind the bar while the gathering crowd watched. Richard made a show of examining each glass, swirling, sniffing, and sipping, while I followed my usual tasting routine, assessing the color, nosing cautiously, taking small sips, and noting the finish. Once we both jotted down our guesses, an employee revealed the contents. 1. Glenfiddich 15, 2. Lagavulin 16, 3. Balvenie Doublewood, 4. Oban 14, 5. Talisker 10. Richard got 2 right. I identified all 5, including the precise age statements. When I added that the Lagavulin was the distiller's edition, introducing extra notes of Pedro Jimenez sherry that set it apart, even the employee who poured it was astonished. The surrounding guests broke into applause. Red-faced, Richard demanded, "Where did you learn all that?" I wiped down the bar and explained, "I was once Macallan's lead education specialist in Europe and have studied whiskey for 12 years. His jaw practically dropped. "You're a whiskey expert? Then why bartend?" I smiled and replied, "I'm in culinary school and planning to open a whiskey-focused restaurant next year." Later that night, a humbled Richard returned to the bar. "I owe you an apology. I was being a jerk," he said. I simply nodded. No hard feelings. He left a generous tip and his business card, adding, "When your restaurant opens, call me. My company might invest." As he walked away, one employee remarked softly, "That was amazing. He needed that lesson." I just smiled and went back to cleaning glasses. Sometimes, the best revenge is not saying a word at all. It's letting your expertise speak for itself.